Every object that you draw has its own unique set of properties. In AutoCAD 2009, I have my Quick Properties down here on the status bar, and my Quick Properties button, if it's activated, each time I select an object, I'll get a Quick Properties box that shows me just the essential properties of a particular entity. So you can notice at its minimum here, things like color, layer, line type, and the length of this line would be some of the essential properties. If I wanted to see the full properties with that line or entity selected, I could choose Properties from the shortcut menu. Now I'm looking at all of the properties of this particular entity, and you can see line weight, there can be a line thickness, all of the geometric information about where it's located according to our Cartesian coordinate system is all given here. My property palette also becomes a place where I can do editing on individual properties. For example, if I wanted to change the layer of that entity, if I click in this box, you notice that it's an active box that allows me to edit. So I could change its layer, or I could change the individual line type of this entity. Now you'll notice that the general properties of my object are also the ones that I have available to set through the use of layers. Layers allow me to enforce uniformly these particular properties across many objects. The reason we do that is oftentimes we're enforcing standards through the use of properties. Standards groups such as the ANSI have established how the properties of objects are going to communicate certain information. For example, my object lines should be thick and continuous lines. If I'm going to show hidden features behind a solid surface, I need hidden lines. These lines are going to have certain characteristics of being dashed at certain specifications, and they'll also have a line weight assigned to them as being thin. So in looking at my property manager, properties like line type and line weight, it's best not to edit them as individual entities, but rather I would create a layer, and that layer would have the properties, for example, of object lines, which would be dark and continuous lines, and I could use that layer to enforce those properties for all the entities that need to be considered object lines.